Hello friends, welcome to another edition of Remnant Informer Presents 10 Reasons Why the Sabbath is Not Jewish. Number 1. Adam and Eve were not Jewish. God blessed the Sabbath day and sanctified it, Genesis 2:3, before sin entered. Sanctified means to be set apart for holy use. The only ones in the Garden of Eden for whom the Sabbath was set apart were Adam and Eve, who were not Jewish. Number 2, the Sabbath was made for man. Mark 2:27. Jesus said this. It was made in the Garden of Eden before it was written down on Mount Sinai. This Sabbath was made for man, not just Jews. Number 3, the other 9 commandments are not just for Jews. God wrote 10 commandments on stone, not just 9. See Deuteronomy 4:12, 13, and Exodus 20. Do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, and do not bear false witness apply only to Jews? Number 4, the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Exodus 20 and verse 10. God calls the Sabbath my holy day. Isaiah 58:13. The Bible never calls it the Sabbath of the Jews. It isn't their Sabbath, but God's. Number 5, the Sabbath commandment is for the stranger too. The 4th commandment itself says the stranger is to rest on the Sabbath. Exodus 20 and verse 10. Strangers are non-Jews or Gentiles. Thus the Sabbath applies to them too. Read also Isaiah 56 verse 6. Number 6, Isaiah said Gentiles should keep the Sabbath, also the sons of the stranger. Everyone that keeps the Sabbath, for my house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. Isaiah 56, 6 and 7. Thus the Sabbath is for the Gentiles and all people, not just for Jews. Number 7, all mankind will keep the Sabbath in the new earth. In the new earth, from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says the Lord. Isaiah 66, 22 and 23. Here God says that all flesh will be keeping the Sabbath in the new earth. If this is the case, and it is, shouldn't we start now? Number 8, Gentiles kept the Sabbath in the book of Acts. The Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath. Paul and Barabbas persuaded them to continue in the grace of God. Acts 13:42 and 43. Here, saved by grace, Gentiles kept the Sabbath. See also verse 44. Number 9, the law of the 10 commandments is for all the world, not just for Jews. Paul wrote these words. Read Romans 2:17 through 23, 3:19 and 23. Number 10, Luke was a Gentile who kept the Sabbath. Luke was the only Gentile who wrote any New Testament books. He wrote the Gospel according to St. Luke and the Acts of the Apostles. Luke traveled with Paul and wrote on the Sabbath, we went out of the city by a riverside. Acts 16 and 13. It was the seventh-day Sabbath, the memorial of the creation. See Exodus 20 and verse 11. Both Luke and Paul knew it. Thanks for watching. As always, I stand by the word. God bless.